This video is brought to you by patreon.com/worsttake. Get access to exclusive live streams and Discord servers, on-screen shoutouts, and early access to some videos when you join now. Help make sure that we can continue to make content like this by supporting the Patreon. Links are in the description down below. Before I get into this, today I'm going to be doing the first of what will be many exclusive monthly Patreon exclusive streams for my Patreon members. If you want to click the link in the description and join the Patreon so you can be on stream with me at 7 today as I break down film and answer your questions in chat, please join the Patreon now. That stream will be at 7. Go ahead and sign up there. There'll be an exclusive stream once a month. And that's going to be a ton of fun. So check it out. Okay. All right. We knew something was happening. We knew that the Browns wanted to trade for a wide receiver. We heard Jerry Jeudy. We heard a lot about Elijah Moore. And it turns out that it's going to be Elijah Moore that the Browns are going to be trading for, or have traded for, quite frankly, because the trade has already happened. According to Adam Schefter, the Browns are trading for Elijah Moore and a third-round pick for the Browns' second-round pick. So basically, the way to look at this is that the Browns traded back. And there are two camps in thinking about this, right? They could have traded back from 42 and gotten a pick probably 74 and a pick probably in the 60s, right? And they would have had 2 extra picks in the top 100. They would have did that. Or they could have traded for Elijah Moore, sacrificed a third-round pick, and instead of taking a player in the third round, they're taking Elijah Moore and getting a third-round pick back. So they traded back early, essentially, is what they did. The Browns now, their first pick is, I believe, that 72nd pick still, because I think they don't have another pick until 96 or something like that. So they still have 2 top 100 picks. They picked up Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore is on a cheap deal because he's still on his rookie deal, a third-round rookie deal. Now, he's 2 years through that, so he will be eligible for a new contract in a couple of years, but he will be cheap for those next couple of years. So that is the trade. That's the compensation. Now, some people, like, I kind of hate the instinct for fans to do this, but I understand why it happens, right? When most of sports media is debate shows and people debating things right after they happen, this is going to be a result of it. And the fascination with people to say who won or lost this trade immediately right after it happened, I'm just not there yet with that fascination of it, because honestly, there's no reason to crown a winner or a loser in this trade right now, right? There's just no reason to do so. There's nothing that would suggest that that's necessary, because we're still very early on in the process here. Like, we have no idea if Elijah Moore is going to work out here in Cleveland. We have no idea what that second-round pick, who's going to be available there. We have no idea. What we do know is that trades are not supposed to be this antagonistic, I'm going to beat you one-on-one thing that people portray it to be. Trades are collaborations, right? So when a collaboration goes down, it happens between two parties who respect each other and see a mutual need. Elijah Moore is a speedy, athletic receiver that the Jets have no need for because they have a lot of speedy, athletic receivers. The Cleveland Browns don't. They want one. They have a 42nd pick to where they don't really see the use for, because they feel like they could get the same talent at 60. The Jets see value in that 42nd pick, more value than the Cleveland Browns do. So the Jets knocked on the door and said, hey, we know you like Elijah Moore. We know you had the 42nd pick. How about you give us that 42nd pick? We give you Elijah Moore. And the Browns were probably like, no. Okay, how about we give you Elijah Moore in a third-round pick and you give us that 42nd pick? It'll be just like you traded back. Okay, that's what happened. It's a collaboration. It made sense for the Jets to do this. It made sense for the Cleveland Browns to do this. The Jets get an extra top 50 pick that they wanted, right? The Browns get a top 100 pick that they valued. So they get the same number of top 100 picks. They just move back a little bit, but they get the wide receiver that they probably would have selected at 42 anyways. Or a wide receiver with a similar athletic profile that they would have selected if he was available there. And that's probably like Marvin Mims or something like that. So that is why these things go down. We don't have to crown a winner or a loser with all of these trades because all of these trades happen for a reason. Now, are there trades in which somebody does win and does lose in the long run? Yes, but we don't know that until like months after the trade has gone down. There's no way you can immediately know if a trade's going to be won or lost unless it's something ridiculous for a player who should never be traded. Then there's something there. But even then, there could be variables on why that player was available to be traded if it was such a no-brainer, honestly. But let's talk about Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore, wide receiver. He was originally out of Ole Miss. And he is a upside guy. This is his RAS score stuff via Jake, well, not via Jake Burns, but Jake Burns was tweeting about this in some of his RAS score stuff, which makes him interesting to the Cleveland Browns because that's one of the things the Cleveland Browns really do value is that relative athletic score. He scored 8.69 here, really high grades in all of his explosive abilities. And if you look at his RAS comps, they are Tyler Lockett and Brandon Cooks. Let me give you a better look at that. But it's Tyler Lockett and Brandon Cooks who he compares favorably to when it comes to his RAS score. So if you're looking for a type of player that you hope he could develop into, that's the type of player that you're hoping he could develop into is a Tyler Lockett / Brandon Cooks. Now, this is a unique in between of a win now swing and a hope to get better in the future, right? You're not trading for Elijah Moore, the player that exists right now. You're trading for Elijah Moore, the prospect, which is why some of his draft stuff's up there, right? You see the 3-cone drill, which is elite, the 20-yard shuffle, which is elite. He has decent strength at that bench press for his position, which is pretty good there. The 40-yard dash was elite. He is an explosive athlete. Now, will he be an explosive play machine? That has yet to be seen in his NFL career. He has shown flashes of it, but not really anything sustained that would give you great confidence. This isn't like a trading for Amari Cooper where you know Amari Cooper is going to be good. This is trading for somebody where you're hoping that the upside is what you hope it is, right? Elijah Moore did not have a great season last year. He also requested a trade like in training camp or something of last year. So it's kind of surprising that he was on the roster the whole season. He is somebody who had a decent rookie year. You look at the grade, 71.2, but got buried in the depth chart once Garrett Wilson arrived, who is a similar athletic profile to Elijah Moore, but just a different generational level athlete, right? Like Garrett Wilson is much better than Elijah Moore, but that's okay because you ain't getting Garrett Wilson for what is essentially a trade back if you're the Cleveland Browns. Now, you're hoping you see more of what he did in 2021 versus what he did unhappy in 2022. You're hoping that being with Deshaun Watson is something that can elevate his level of play. And you're taking somebody who was selected in the second round, 34th selection of the draft that he was in 2021, and you're getting that player basically with a trade back bundle. So the Browns see the value in this. Again, it's perspective value. It's what they hope to get out of him. We're going to look at some of his receiving depth numbers, which are interesting because if you see in his chart now here, where he has been really good is deep middle, intermediate middle, and short middle, right? Where he can make explosive plays. The hope is that he can be, and by the way, Anthony Schwartz, if he was not on the hot seat already, which I could not imagine he's not on a hot seat. This is not a hot seat anymore. This is he might get released tomorrow seat. Like, they gotta make room. Elijah Moore, he's going to be, you would hope him to be a deep threat. Again, Brandon Cooks, Tyler Lockett, that's the mode they see him in. He's a really explosive athlete, which is important in this kind of a system that Kevin Stefanski runs, where it's going to be a lot of cuts, a lot of in and out of breaks. Also, what makes him being an explosive athlete very interesting is if you look at guys who are really good on scramble drills, it tends to be explosive athletes who can just cut on a dime and get to a ball. He's very fast. He's very quick. He's very athletic. This could be where he thrives. Now, he's going to be in a situation where he's going to get targeted more, but that doesn't mean his targets are going to be guaranteed. He's still going to be competing with Michael Woods. He's still going to be competing with David Bell, but he is definitely going to be somebody that we're going to have a lot of interest on as camp rolls around, as the season comes up. Because if he is able to reach his potential, then that adds a different element to this Browns defense than offense than what they've had. They got the receiving threat at tight end with Jordan Akins. That's another gamble where they're hoping that the upside matches up. They did the gamble there. They have David Njoku already, who is kind of a slight gamble, I guess, because you could say that he's somebody who's there because you're also hoping on upside. Browns are hoping on a lot of upside at the receiving room, right? You're hoping Elijah Moore gets better. You're hoping David Njoku has an improved season. You're hoping Jordan Akins gets better with Deshaun Watson. A lot of hope that guys are going to improve with Deshaun Watson, and it's going to be up to Deshaun Watson to make sure that happens. But if you look at the snaps, this is a wide receiver. He's going to line up wide. He's going to take a lot of deep snaps. He's going to take a lot of deep passes. So that is what the Browns are trading for. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think the trade's fair? Do you like the trade back? Do you not like the trade back? Would you have rather have drafted a wide receiver and waited to see what's there at 42? Or are you happy with Elijah Moore in number 72? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better